wind howled across the Punjab plains, rattling the windows of the old railway signal cabin where Aisha sat, her breath visible in the January chill. The cabin, a crumbling relic from the British era, stood alone on the edge of a disused rail line near a village outside Lahore. Aisha, a 29-year-old telecom technician, had been sent to repair a faulty signal relay. The job was supposed to be simple: reset the system, test the connection, and leave before nightfall. But the locals had warned her about the place. "Don't stay after dark," an old chaiwala had muttered, his eyes darting to the tracks. "The rails sing at night. They call things." Aisha dismissed it as village superstition. She'd worked remote sites before: cell towers in Baluchistan, relay stations in Sindh. Ghost stories didn't faze her. She checked her phone. For 15 p.m., no signal. The cabin's radio crackled faintly, her only link to the regional office. She set up her tools: a multimeter, a laptop, a flashlight, and got to work on the rusted signal box, its wires tangled like veins. The cabin was small, its walls stained with damp, the air thick with the smell of mildew and old wood. A single bulb flickered overhead, casting shadows that danced across faded railway maps. Outside, the tracks stretched into the fog, disappearing into a barren field dotted with gnarled babool trees. The wind carried a low, eerie hum, like a distant train that never arrived. Aisha shook it off, focusing on the relay. The system was ancient, its circuits fried. "Should have been replaced years ago," she muttered, her voice swallowed by the cabin's silence. By 5:30 p.m., the fog thickened, blanketing the windows. She'd almost fixed the relay when the radio hissed, spitting static. "Base to IE. Status." Her supervisor's voice crackled. She replied, "Almost done. Signals back online soon." The radio went dead. She tapped it, frowning. No response. Her phone was still useless. No bars, no data. The isolation prickled her skin, but she pushed on, connecting the last wire. A sharp thud echoed outside, like metal on metal. Aisha froze, her screwdriver clattering to the floor. The sound came again, deliberate, rhythmic, from the tracks. She grabbed her flashlight and stepped to the window, wiping condensation from the glass. The fog was impenetrable, but something moved, a shadow, low and quick, darting across the tracks. Her heart thudded. "Just a dog," she told herself, but her hands trembled as she checked the cabin's door. Locked. She returned to the relay, her fingers fumbling. The bulb flickered, plunging the cabin into brief darkness. When it buzzed back on, she noticed something new. A faint scratching, like nails on wood, coming from the walls. She held her breath, listening. The sound stopped, then started again, slower, closer. It wasn't the wind. It was inside. Aisha swung her flashlight around, the beam catching cobwebs and cracked plaster. The scratching followed her, circling the room. She backed against the signal box, her pulse racing. "Who's there?" she called, her voice thin. No answer, just the scratching, now joined by a low, guttural hum, not mechanical, not human. It vibrated in her chest, like a warning. She grabbed her laptop to log the repair and get out. But the screen glitched, displaying static, then a distorted image. The tracks outside, filmed from above, as if by a drone. But there was no drone. In the footage, a figure stood on the rail stall, hunched, its face obscured by fog. It turned, as if looking at the camera, and the screen went black. Aisha slammed the laptop shut, her breath hitching. The radio crackled again, but no voice came through, just a low, wet rasp, like someone breathing too close to the mic. She yanked the plug, silencing it. The scratching grew louder. Now from the ceiling, dust trickled down, dusting her hair. She aimed her flashlight upward, revealing a trapdoor she hadn't noticed, its edges warped, a rusted padlock dangling loose. Her instinct screamed to leave, but the job wasn't done, and her truck was a half-mile walk through the fog. She tried the radio again, nothing. Her phone was dead, its battery drained, despite being fully charged hours ago. The hum returned, louder, pulsing through the cabin. The bulb flickered wildly, then burst, plunging her into darkness. Aisha's flashlight was her only light now. She swung it toward the door, ready to bolt, but the scratching stopped. Silence, heavy and wrong, settled over the cabin. Then, a whisper, Aisha. Her name, spoken from nowhere, everywhere, in a voice like dry leaves. She stumbled back, knocking over her tools. The trapdoor creaked, a sliver of black opening above. She didn't wait. She grabbed her bag and ran for the door, fumbling with the lock. It wouldn't turn. The whisper came again, closer. Stay. ... Something cold brushed her neck, like fingers without warmth. She screamed, kicking the door open, and sprinted into the fog. The tracks stretched ahead, barely visible. The fog swallowed sound, but she heard its footsteps, heavy and uneven, crunching gravel behind her. She didn't look back, her flashlight beam jerking wildly. The footsteps quickened, closing the distance. Her truck was too far. She'd never make it. She veered off the tracks, plunging into the field, hoping to lose whatever was following her. The babul trees loomed like sentinels, their thorns snagging her jacket. The footsteps didn't stop, deliberate, relentless, always just behind. Her flashlight flickered, its beam weakening. In its dim glow, she saw shapes in the fog, tall, hunched figures, their outlines blurred, but wrong, their movements jerky, like marionettes. They didn't approach, just watched, lining the field's edge. Aisha's foot caught on a route, and she fell, her flashlight rolling into the grass. The footsteps stopped. She scrambled for the light, her hands shaking, and aimed it behind her. Nothing, just fog and silence. But the air was heavy, pressing against her chest. She stood, backing away, and saw Ita figure, closer now, standing where her flashlight had fallen. It was tall, its limbs too long, its head tilted as if studying her. Its face was a blur, but she felt its gaze, hungry and ancient. She ran again, her lungs burning, the fog choking her. The figures in the mist multiplied, their shapes flickering at the edge of her vision. The hum returned, vibrating the ground, syncing with her heartbeat. She tripped into a ditch, landing hard in shallow, stagnant water. Her flashlight died. In the dark, the whisper came again. "You called us." Aisha crawled out, her hands caked in mud. She remembered the chaiwala's warning, the stories of the rails singing, the signal she'd fixed it. Had she activated something? The hum grew louder, and now she saw it. A faint red glow, pulsing along the tracks, like the signal light she'd repaired. It wasn't a train. It was alive. She stumbled back toward the cabin, the only landmark she knew. The figures followed, silent now, their presence a weight on her back. The cabin loomed ahead, its door still open. She dove inside, slamming it shut, her hands shaking as she jammed a chair under the handle. The scratching started again, now from the walls, the floor, the trapdoor. The hum was deafening, shaking the cabin. Aisha's eyes darted to her tools. She grabbed a crowbar, clutching it like a lifeline. The trapdoor rattled, the padlock clattering. She backed against the signal box, its faint buzz the only familiar sound. The whisper returned, inside her head. "You woke us. Now feed us." She swung the crowbar at the signal box, smashing the relay. Sparks flew, and the hum faltered. The scratching stopped. The air lightened, the fog thinning outside. She hit the box again, wires snapping, until the red glow on the tracks faded. Silence fell, heavy but empty. Aisha didn't wait. She grabbed her bag and ran, not stopping until she reached her truck. The fog was lifting, the figures gone. She drove, the cabin shrinking in her rearview mirror. Her phone buzzed full signal, missed calls from her supervisor. She didn't answer back. In Lahore, she told no one. The railway company logged the signal as irreparable, the cabin abandoned. Aisha quit her job, haunted by the hum in her dreams, the whisper of her name. Sometimes, at night, she'd check her phone, its battery draining for no reason. And once, just once, she saw a red glow outside her window, pulsing like a signal, waiting. Asterisk.